Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is your girl, the beauty influencer. It's 8:30, and that means that it's time for a little tea. Good morning. And wild thoughts with your girl. That is 30 minutes of dialogue with me. And sharing these wild and free thoughts of mine and getting a little conversation going with you. You may be watching on YouTube at a later date and time. Good morning, Kyra. So anytime that you're watching, welcome. Thank you. Please like, share, subscribe, and show your girl a little love. Show your girl a little love. Gonna shout out the self-care store this morning. These are one of my beauty sprays. This is the PVO spray, which stands for Positive Vibes Only. It is mint water and eucalyptus and peppermint and clary sage, and it has serpentine stones here in the bottom. For the good vibes, it comes in 2 sizes, 8 ounce, 2 ounces, and you can find that at the link in my bio. I'm a little tired this morning. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm trying to get it together. I've been saying that I'm hitting a new stride, hitting a stride in a new normal. All this traveling back and forth to Charlotte. Good morning. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining the conversation this morning. I'm just getting the vibes right. Y'all know how I do. A little Palestine toe. Also sell that on my online store too. Little energy clearing kit. Get all your positive vibe tools that you need. And so, yeah. I also have a website, thebeautyinfluencer.org. You can sign up for my mailing list. And soon enough, I'll be sending something out to you guys when I get my life together. Okay. So anywho, my body is also like really in pain this morning. I'm actually gonna have a massage today, being treated to a massage. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah. So welcome, tea and coffee, child. Get them beans. You know what? I'm not a coffee person. I don't care for coffee. I don't care for the way it makes me feel. I've always been a tea drinker. So that's kind of my thing with tea and wild thoughts. Also, you can come and see me at Aesthetics. Yes, for the rub down. I cannot wait. Somebody to rub all up on me in a professional way, of course. Somebody that actually knows what they're doing. So you can come and see me at Essential Aesthetics and Laser in Charlotte, where I do gua sha massages and other beauty treatments. And after, we use stones, we talk about what was going on, what was felt during the treatment. We sit down and we have a cup of tea together. And it's really cool. So you can come through and see me there as well. All right, so let's start this conversation off this morning. Good morning, ZK. I was thinking about you this morning. Let's start the conversation off with Michelle Obama in the 2020 Democratic Convention speech that she made. If you have been following me for a while, you know that I am not into politics, just like Michelle Obama said. Thank you, boo. I've been working on the skin. We try to be what we want, But yeah, so Michelle Obama, I did happen to catch a speech this morning. I didn't watch it because I'm into politics in particular. I watched it because I listen to black women. That is my hashtag too that I use. Listen to black women. Classy read. Yes, God. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to vote, y'all. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it solely because in terms of the leadership of black women, Michelle Obama is key. So we're going to do it. We're going to get this fool up out of here. We're going to do our best to do so. I thought that her speech was absolutely beautiful. It was truthful. It was respectful. It addressed and hit every single target, every single issue that we're dealing with, including the fact that a lot of us are completely turned off to political anything right now. That we have been dealing with this pandemic. We are dealing with life. And I just don't think that she could have put it in any more beautiful words than she did. And she's just an icon, is she not? Michelle is awesome. So, yeah, hashtag listen to Black women. And now we actually have Biden's running mate is a Black woman as well. So, I'm all for that. You know, team Black women. Listen to them. Let them lead you. And we will go in the right direction. And so I've also been watching some really cool documentaries lately. That's kind of my thing. I'm really not into a whole lot of other just TV. I just really like information in general. And I've been watching Henry Louis Gates, The African the Great Civilizations of Africa, I believe it is, on PBS. I've been watching, there's one by Jimmi Hansu, which, you know, Jimmi Hansu, we don't give him enough credit for how fine he really is. He is a fine African Black man. He's my steez. You know, he's tall, dark, you know, got the basketball build. He fine. He has one called Voodoo, actually, on PBS as well. And it really just talks about, you know, voodoo as a lifestyle. I'm, again, a person who likes to hear information to really get better understanding before I make any type of real judgments whatsoever. And he was talking about this lifestyle versus religion and how it has gotten this, you know, really tainted reputation. Some of it was, you know, a little weird, super weird, kind of spooky. Kind of fell asleep on a little bit of it. But anyway, so the point is that I've been watching these documentaries and getting a lot of information. And with Michelle Obama giving us a speech, it has really led me to wanting to share some of my own tips just about lifestyle and success. And I also watched one, let me back up really quick, on the history of HBCUs. You know, it's called Tell Them We Rise, which again made me feel really, really proud to have graduated from North Carolina A&T State University. Are you proud? We've come a long way, you know, just as Black people in this country, and to have fought through so much, you know, to create our versions of success. And so I just wanted to share some of my own that I have learned and practice and continue to practice every single day. It is a lifestyle, you know, it is trial and error. So, but some of those documentaries y'all should definitely check out if you have a chance. They are pretty freaking cool. Pretty cool. So anyway, one of my first tips is, you know, it sounds super cliche, but you have to decide right now to dream big. You gotta dream big. Nobody's gonna be able to, you know, support you doing anything if you don't believe that you can do it yourself. Stop allowing society, anything, to dictate, you know, what those dreams need to look like. A dream is a dream, you know, like. And again, when you look at the history of specifically Black people through this country and Americans in general, everybody has their plight. But again, we've gotten through so much. We have endured and we have dealt with part of what Michelle was also talking about. We have dealt with so much adversity, and, you know, we have so many things against us, but we also have these incredible stories of pushing through. And we still do that to this day. We're doing it right now. So dream big. I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care how many kids you have. Any obstacle that you can imagine, you can still dream bigger. So start right there in your mind. You know, a lot of times when we're thinking about things we want to do, things we wish we could do, right behind it is some kind of self-talk, something that's limiting, that keeps us from really feeling like it's possible to just, you know, do something that we really love and enjoy. So dream big, you know, and create it on paper first. I have given this tool to so many people in my life. Get you a journal. I don't get you a sticky note. It doesn't matter. It has to be written with your hand, and you have to write it on paper. You cannot make notes in your phone. Okay. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. Some of these tools I have shared before in different conversations off and on. But I will do it again, and I will continue to do it because it's so real and it's so raw. Write it down. Whatever that dream is, write it down. Start it on paper first. Create whatever you want on paper. I guarantee you this is the major tool, and you will have to revisit this over and over and over again. You know, you want to think about a lifestyle. Okay, you don't want to just think about your next job. You don't want to think about money per se. You know, like even when you're thinking about these goals that you want to achieve, you know, you want to think about what your whole 24 hours is going to look like. Oh, good morning, love. Welcome. You need to think about what that day looks like from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed. What time do you want to wake up in the morning? You know, like, what do you want to do first thing in the morning? Do you want... Some people have that vision where they have a whole family involved, and, you know, they want to be able to cook meals for their kids, and they want to, you know, it doesn't even matter because your version of success is going to be your version of success, and it doesn't have to be dictated by anybody else. For me, you know, what it looks like is, again, being able to wake up in the morning, do my meditation, have a beautiful area in my home where I can sit down and do that, the meditation, the prayer, the reading, have my cup of tea, go outside, deal with my plants. Like, that's a whole part of my lifestyle and the way that I want my day to look. And yes, I have written these things down. I even write down at times, you know, how I want my plants to grow and, you know, that they are thriving, you know. So don't be afraid. Well, no, you know, again, know that you have to create it on paper and you have to know what it looks like. You know, whenever we, again, even start achieving small levels of success, because we have a perception of the way things need to look. But again, once we start writing them down and we start actively doing them, then you can actually feel, you know, how much time in a day is it going to take to actually do that. For me, again, I like to cook my own food a lot, but you'd be surprised that my whole day kind of will revolve around cooking when I really can cook my own food, because I like for my food to be fresh. I like to go to the grocery store. I don't want to use no old meat. You know, I want to be able to go outside and pick my own herbs and things out of my own garden. It takes time, you know. It's not, and I have to create that time within my day and within my life. Good morning, to be able to do these things. So create your day for 24 hours. You need to figure out exactly what that looks like on paper. In your perfect world with no restrictions, that's what you need to do. One of the first steps. Then you need to visualize, okay? Once you have created this perfect world on paper, where I find a lot of people kind of get mixed up and distracted is that, like, you know, a lot of times the first thing that we do is we get online, you know, or we wake up and we hit that phone. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but you do need to curate your timeline daily to make sure that it is completely filled with everything that those goals revolve around. There's no point in having goals to be, you know, a super business person and you're looking at gossip blogs all day. Or there's no point in, you know, you wanting to be this great family man, you know, and you looking at asses all day. Like, curate your timeline to do exactly what you want to do and feel it with visuals all day long of where you want to be. If you want to travel, make sure you have that in your timeline. If you want to own a incredible business, you know, make sure that you're following all those people that reflect exactly, you know, who you are and where you want to be. You want to cook, follow cooking. I mean, you know, it's pretty simple, but it works in the visualization. So you need to create almost like a virtual vision board for yourself. And that's on any platform. So anytime you are clicking on something, it needs to be on the same vibration of where you want to be. Get rid of the distractions. And don't limit yourself to it looking just one particular type of way either. Again, if it's something as simple as, okay, I want to cook healthy meals for my family, that's part of what I want to do on a daily basis, then you want to make sure that you are, you know, not only following like healthy people who are giving you healthy recipes. There's somebody who shows you exactly, there's one girl I follow who shows you like what her refrigerator looks like, you know. She gives you the recipes. She also, you know, breaks down, you know, what the ingredients are like and how she does that, you know, cooks these meals for her family. So do it with people in other countries. Sometimes I follow people who I don't even know their language, and there is a button on Instagram where you can see translation. You know, so don't be afraid to follow internationally as well. Create as much diversity as you possibly can. So yeah, submerge yourself in what you want. Submerge yourself. I'm a person who, again, wants to be, you know, a big beauty expert and have these thriving businesses. But at the same time, I'm an intellectual, you know. So again, I'm watching documentaries. I'm watching everything that creates, you know, from the past to the future. You know, I follow different hashtags. You know, I've said that before as well, where, you know, I'm following things like facial reflexology. I'm following things like facial massage, you know, so that I'm constantly, again, in my timeline getting a variety of stimulation, you know, about exactly what I want. So, yeah, just consume yourself with it. Whatever those goals are, whatever aspects of those that day is, consume yourself, submerge yourself into it all day long. That is exactly how you're going to get it. If you're submerged in distractions, what do you think you're going to get? You don't always get the little tidbits, you know, that you could from these people who are already living the lives that you know, aspire to live. If you don't just submerge yourself in it, you know, get more friends, grab a community, you know, insert yourself in these places, you know, with people who are doing what you want to do. That brings me to one other. Stop listening to people who are not where you want to be. I don't care if it's friends, family, whoever. That doesn't mean you have to cut them off completely, but I can't tell you how many times in my life, my mother or a friend or a colleague, when I gave them an idea of something that I wanted to do and they had something negative to say, because again, their self-talk is going to pop up in their head first, and so that's the first thing they're going to say to you. So, you know, don't listen to them. When you started off dreaming big, it's a big dream. So just understand that, you know, you may be the only person who has the vision for what you really, really want to do. I've never really had a mentor at all, which is why I'm okay with making the mistakes that I make. I hadn't seen a lot of representation of, you know, somebody living the lifestyle that I want to live. So I've been okay with blazing that trail. It's just don't wait for people to co-sign on what you want to do. If you want to do it, you have to go after it. You have to be willing to deal with all the repercussions that come with it too. May take a lot longer. You know, it can get lonely at times, but Stop listening to them damn people. That's the whole point. They don't know where you're going. They're not where you want to be. And so they are a distraction. Let it go. Another tool is that you have to keep your health a priority. You know, health comes first. You know, you can't live a certain lifestyle. I love a cutoff. Prune them toxic folk. They don't always know they've been cut, but I don't let them in deep. And I've had to learn myself how to, like you said, prune. I love that. How to prune them, because you know, I live by detachment. I think detachment can be a beautiful thing. You know, attachment can really create a lot of pain. You know, just think about when you are, you know, your limb is attached, you know. And so when you're pleasantly detached, I call it pleasantly detached, you can, you know, just separate from people. And it doesn't mean that you can't reconnect at another time. More than likely you won't. But it doesn't have to always be mean and malicious, you know. I don't even understand at this point. Like, I'm not a person who keeps, you know, talking passive aggressively about cutting people off. As my daddy would say, I let my feet do the talking. People know, you know, it is what it is, and it'll be in the fruit. It'll be in the fruit of your labor. They'll know why. Like, oh, and when you're still climbing and maybe they're still in the same place, it'll be evident in your actions. You don't have to say nothing. Just learn to smile. I always say you can say anything with a smile. I learned that in retail, you know. No. No. You know, it comes across a lot nicer, but the answer is no. You know, or, you know, I don't think so, or I won't be doing that, or whatever it may be. Say it with a smile and keep it moving. Because you know where you're going. You have dreamed big. You have written your shit down. You know where you're headed. You don't need people to co-sign on that. I also believe that having a spiritual grounding really, really helps. I mean, of course, I don't force anybody into anything. But I know for me, having my spirituality, having God involved in my life, it's always been a game changer. It helps with my discernment. It helps when I'm super depleted, you know, that I can have something to tap into. And I have those words, you know, to confirm, in the stories, you know, the biblical stories of people who have been through such adversity, to help, you know, just give me, good morning, hey, give me the support that I need. Especially when even some of the closest people to us and the best people to us, because we all go through different things at different times. Sometimes people don't have any support to give you. They're going through their own stuff. And so when you have a spiritual grounding that you can tap into, it helps tremendously. Make a commitment. Make a commitment to learn early. Don't be stubborn. Repeating lessons is a waste of time. That's something I learned very early in business, that, you know, as soon as something happened, I wanted to create a policy or create some type of rule where I wouldn't go through that again. You can end up wasting a whole lot of time in life just repeating lessons with different people, different circumstances. So learn, you know, don't be in your ego about it. You can't force people to do anything, but you can always control yourself. So commit to learning early. And even if you have dreamed, you know, what your dream is so big, you know, you may not have any real knowledge about how to do that thing. That's what I mean by submerging yourself as well. You know, be willing to get educated, be willing to learn, be willing to invest in yourself. You know, it's worth it. It's worth it. You know, I invest in myself first. I've taken countless classes, even in the beauty industry, you know, countless classes, always, trying to expand and learn something different, So those documentaries, whatever it may be, get magazines, get books, get friends, get, I didn't have a mentor, but if you have access to people who've been in the business for a long time, go in and learn by experience. Be willing to learn. Always be willing to learn. And sometimes it's just about trial and error. Sometimes, you got YouTube University out here too. Like, Google the shit. Pinterest the shit. Figure it out. Learn by yourself. Be willing to make those mistakes, because that's how you learn as well. Build allies. Relationships are high value. Excuse me. That's one thing that I have always cultivated, is my relationships. And so when it comes down to it, and I mean relationships of all kinds. Yes, Black Lives Matter. Yes, I'm a Black woman. Yes, listen to Black women. # listen to Black women. But don't get it twisted. I work with everybody, and I work with good people. I develop relationships with all people on all economic levels, whatever it may be. Create allies everywhere. You never know where those relationships are going to take you. And that's why I also say, where even if you have to kind of cut people off, you don't have to do it in a rude way, because you never know how they may elevate, evolve at some point in life, and you want to be able to kind of tap back into those relationships later. So, they can say a lot of things about joy, but I keep my relationships pretty much on point. Build relationships. They are so important. And that's more so what's going to get you in the door than any type of real skills or talent that you have. It's those relationships. Take it from me. Create a personal brand. Appearance does matter. It does. That's something that, I'll talk about more in detail a little bit later at another point. But like, my logo, these glasses, these hoops, red lipstick, whatever it may be. Create a personal brand for yourself. Something people can identify you by. And look good. Look the part. Look at the people who are where you want to be. I don't know why my throat is doing all this. And no, I don't have the Rona. I'm drinking Stinging Nettle, by the way. Anti-inflammatory. But yeah, like, have your personal brand. Look good. Look the part. That's another way of investing into yourself. Do what you need to do. Be healthy. It matters. That is one way that'll help you build allies and will help you get in the door. So don't underestimate that. Look the part. Go get the good bra. Get the undergarments. It's an investment. It's not just waste of money in any type of way. Do what you need to do, folks. Okay, so I'm going to share. Those are all the tips. I'm going to share my wild thought of the day. Perception says, I look like. And experience says, I am. Reality is the combination of the two for you. And what I mean by that is, I always say perception is reality. Our realities are definitely shaped by what we perceive and what we see, what our backgrounds are, what our self-talk is, And so, right there in the middle, though, like our perception, our reality is created, basically. And it's the combination of the way you see things and the way that things really are. And you can create, what you see. If you have the ability to dream it, then you can create it. You can get that education. You can build that personal brand. You can create those allies. You can work your way into different communities. You can do it. And I'm not everywhere, it's the top of where I want to be. But I can tell you from experience times that I have done that. I have, been in rooms with iconic people. When I met Pat McGrath, she was the icon. Like I have modeled absolutely everything in my makeup career after her. And eventually I was in the same room with her. And that came from every single tip that I have shared with you all. And hopefully I'll be making Pat McGrath's money at some point. But yeah. So this is Tea and Wild Thoughts. Of course, again, if you're watching on YouTube, I want you to like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, even if it's just a little heart. Show your girl a little love. I'm out here making strides. Come see me at Essential Aesthetics and Laser. Check out the self-care store. And let me know if any of these tips are helpful. Definitely if you write some things down and you try some stuff out. I want to hear about it. So, I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday. I'll be here next week, God willing.